Okay, so we're gonna have great stuff going on here. It's more Brickheadz. And if you follow me on any kind of social media, you know how I feel about 2-packs here. The big deuces, the big deuce packs. They've got 2 characters. One typically is slightly less desirable than the other. And the reason they do that is to get you to buy both characters. This one comes with Ron Weasley, number 60, and Albus Dumbledore, number 61. And you're like, well, those are both pretty reasonable characters. But really, if I just wanted Harry, Ron, and Hermione for my collection, and now I have to have Albus Dumbledore and Hedwig in there. And I mean, it makes a nice set when you have, 5 different little Brickheadz, and they're all, different. And, the big thing is, of course, Hedwig is a completely different build. So that's fine. Here's what they look like. The box is open because it's already been built. It's fine. I think that's correct. I'm not 100% sure which year that Dumbledore's from, honestly. Sue me. But Ron is definitely first or second year, and they all are kind of in that year range. So I would assume Dumbledore is as well. So this is the back, and you're like, okay, this is pretty reasonable. They look good. They look like good things. There's a ton of printing on Dumbledore. Yeah, no, honestly, there is. He is probably worth more than the $10. Because of all that printing and stuff, and you're right. Don't feed it to babies; they'll explode. Small choking hazard, small parts. And then on the top, it's 60 and 61. There's an actual size brick. Components made in Denmark, Hungary, Mexico, China, and the Czech Republic. No big surprises there. So let's look at the figures, the build. Right, that's what you're here for. So first up is 60, which is Ron Weasley, Ronald Weasley Meister. That's how he is named. So there's a couple of things that are interesting, and I'm going to go ahead and show them to you nowish. Ron's just a total mess of things. First of all, in the instructions, you start out with this piece. It's one part, but they just throw it in upside down. Like, that's okay. Several steps later, we spin it back up in step 3, but you just start upside down, which is actually crazy. I don't think I've ever seen that done. If you have, let me know, and I'll tell you that I haven't, because that's how personal experiences work. So the first thing you're going to notice are he's got some printed pieces. Good, these are printed pieces. All right, hooray, Ronald. You're pulling your weight. Wrong. Wrong, Weasley, in fact, is that he's got Harry's scarf. Harry being a lower number than him, he gets the rights to the scarf. And then his, don't worry, he's got a printed little shirt collar and tie, right? It's the same as Hermione's, so he's got no unique prints. His eyes, of course, are not unique, and that's it for prints. He looks fine, don't get me wrong, but he doesn't pull his weight at all, and that's the reason that he was thrown in with Albus Dumbledore. Albus Dumbledore has all kinds of prints. He's got exclusive prints for his eyes, which is great. Their glasses are very narrow, thin glasses, and they look great. He's got printing for this piece here, and it's the same pattern that goes down the side of his robes and then is on his sleeves, which is really good looking. It looks like a video game controller maybe if you wanted to take it off and use it just as that. You could do anything you wanted with it, of course. You could make some tapestries. I'm thinking it would look nice as like a, what's the thing called up against the roof? It's not the baseboard. It's the like gingerbread molding, but like on the inside of a house. Anyways, the point being is it would look nice as a wallpaper accent on the top edges of a wall, perhaps. Up here we have some new patterns. That's the same on the front and the sides and the back and the other sides. You've got 7, I believe, 7 of these pieces in the set, and they look great. They're look at this. Look at this. He's got all this reflectivity. I'm going to throw a light right on his face. Look, it's little gold flecks in there. His glasses have got gold. There's gold printing in these things too. Look at this. He's just freaking amazing. The backside has got great sculpting for his hair, and the front, of course, too, with his beard. Those are upside down. They're roof pieces, the tall roof pieces, and that's what you're using for his beard upside down. So, like, I mean, look, that's just amazing. Those kind of cover up some of the printed ones, but that's okay. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Again, the eyepieces are great and just, they work. They work really well for what they're supposed to be. I hope we get some more of those kind of things. You got to adjust them a little in. Oops. He does have some great expressions you can pull off because of his unique eyes. His special eyes, if you will. Okay, he's just a little sad Dumbledore. So that's fun. He's a great little addition to Brickheadz, and his eyes are a little fiddly. I'm not going to say they're 10 out of 10 perfect, but they work really well. Ronald doesn't hold his weight, and that's what I'm saying, is that 2-packs are the worst because I feel like Ron could have had his own prints, but they focus so heavily on Albus here that they just shoved him in with recycled prints, and that's just really disappointing. They both come with a wand, of course, and that's fine. It's the regular lightsaber bar, 4 length. 4 length, is that? Yeah, it's 4 length. I'm pretty sure. And there's just nothing super exciting on either of their backs. Did I mention the hat? The hat's got great sculpting too. It's kind of feeling hat. And I would say that people would buy Dumbledores all day. They would buy 3-4 Dumbledores for those patterns for using in other things. And they can't because Ron boy here. Ron is here, and it's a little upsetting. So anyway, so the big things to note, though, are that Ron has this kind of like... So all the other characters so far in the series haven't had, he's got this very high crotch. Can you see what I'm looking at here? Is that it steps up several times into... It's to show that his robes are lower down and his legs are shorter than your average Brickhead. They're usually like 4 long. Like, you've got 1 for the crotch and then 3 plates to make them the right height. His legs are too long because they're coming out of the robe, but they still have the crotch up in there, but it makes him look like he's got his pants hiked up. Can you see what I'm looking at here? Just in here? Look at that. Look at that. So it's kind of a weird look. Harry has 2 plates as well because he's got his robe all the way down. And Hermione has 3 because she's got a short skirt, so she looks fine. She makes her look a little taller, maybe, honestly. But Ron has a weird crotch. Don't get me wrong. I like Ron Brickhead. These look like the Harry Potter Puppet Pals, something fierce. I don't know if anyone's familiar with the Harry Potter Puppet Pals, but they look a lot. I'm getting a real mysterious ticking noise vibe from these. Ron Weasley, and he would like bobble his head all crazy and then Dumbledore, because that's what I remember from those. So, I think that's a good thing. Speaking of, I think that's really good. I like that Ron's hair comes down and hides those large Brickheadz foreheads. That's real nice. I want to say some nice things about Ron because I feel like we really haven't. The orange color, getting all those slopes and stuff is nice too. You get a lot of different shapes, so you can make some ginger Brickheadz or, something interesting. And of course, I mean, he does get 2 of the printed scarf 1x3 print. And I think that's a very fun pattern as well. And maybe people will buy it for Dumbledore and Ron so that they can make some patterns out of that. I can see a lot of people using the collar and tie on their own Brickheadz if you're making some custom ones. And I think that's good too. So, basically, I don't want you to take away that I hate Ron. I like Ron fine, but if he was by himself, I would have bought him personally because I'm trying to collect all the Brickheadz. But I feel like more people want Dumbledore because of his usability in parts. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of really good parts. Oh, I forgot to take him off the stand. He's got a solid base because he's wizard robes all the way down, which is interesting. I don't think I've seen one like that. And he takes up his whole, like if I show him there, his whole stand on the stand, the smooth area, he takes up the whole thing, which, oops, twisted that. That's fun. So anyways, this is a really long video, and the takeaways are, I don't like 2-packs, and I do like both of these figures for reasons that I think are okay to like them. Okay, so let's be done. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. That's the video. In the middle is subscribe, as always. Over here, I'm going to throw a thing for you to click on to get an automatic video, and then the Brickheadz over here are something that I think you should click on because I've chosen it for you. That's the video, guys. Goodbye, and keep on brick dreaming.